so I've collected some of the materials that we're going to need in order to make the sand machine. And really, if we can just get to the point where it's making sand today, that would be wonderful. So the first thing that we're going to need to do, and I think I might need a little bit more scaffolding here, is to make the cobblestone generator. Now this is hardly the first time I've made one of these, but it's always a process to do, because you gotta be careful with where you put things. So we'll make a nice little 9x9, a little grid here to start with. Let's put a torch there. I also removed some of the safety railing from here, just for now, so that we have it ready to go. And the water is going to go right here. So put that in there, like so. On this side, we're going to put a mechanical drill, and what that's going to do is once we get it powered, it's going to drill whatever is in front of it, which means that's going to be drilling the cobblestone that spawns from here. Now, one thing that I'm pretty sure I'm going to need is a sign here and here so that it doesn't leak out the water. Do I have any signs? No. Let me go get one of those real quick. So we've got some signs. We'll put one here. Just write danger on it. And then we're also going to need one over here. That should hopefully stop the water from flowing out either of these sides. If we break this, we should be able to check. Yes, that looks good. So next thing we'll do is we'll make a little bit more support here, like so. And in this top spot, this is where our lava is going to go. So we'll have to do this quickly to make sure it doesn't flow out. Now, what we should have is, let's build this up a little bit. Is if I were to break this piece of sun metal, we get stone. Yes, we get stone because then I mine it and that's what becomes cobblestone. Cool. It's raining, and this is very close to the roof. It's fine. So we've got that sorted out. The next thing that we'll need to do is actually take away some of this bottom section, and we're going to need to replace it with a belt. So we're going to need some shafts and some belts. And what we can do is we can mine this, and that. Put our belt in, our shaft in rather, see sideways like this. And then for the time being, let's have it go to about here. Take our belt, and right click there, and make it go all the way over here. Also going to need to take this thing out, so we can extend it here so we can actually connect this whole thing up to the mechanical drill. So that is a good start. It's occurring to me that we need to somehow power this. I'm not sure how that's going to work yet, but it is a start, which is good. The next thing that we're going to need is our crushing wheels. So, fortunately this is a very tight space to maneuver around. So what we can do is we can put a shaft like this, crushing wheel like that. It's still going to need to actually go a little bit higher than that. Let's make it go up by one. We put one there. And then we put one here. And that is going to crush the cobblestone as it comes out this direction. Then, since we want sand, this is turning into a giant mess of scaffolding, it's fine. Since we want sand, we're going to want to crush these again. just have to move over to here somewhere. And we'll crush it up a second time. And I'm willing to bet that we can probably use a belt to connect those two. Let's get rid of some of the scaffolding so I can actually see what I'm doing. Cool. So let's extend this a bit this way. So that's a good start. I'm going to pause the video there, and we're going to see if we can figure out how to get this all connected, so we can actually see if it's going to make any sand. So I've got power going over there. It basically uses the same power that our lava pump farm uses. It pumps all the way across, it rotates all the way across, and goes down to here. As you can see, some of our wheels are running, and they're even running in the correct direction, I believe. The issue is getting this side to also run in the correct direction. Now, I think I have a solution for that. I think we just need to do this. There's still a spot for this to fall down into, yes. And I think we just connect those, and now they should be going the same way. So we break this torch. We put this lever on this gear shift, and now they should be going opposite ways, which means they should be crushing things. Excellent. The final piece of the puzzle is going to be to connect the belt here and the drill to the rest of this, which is not going to be the easiest thing because they don't face the same direction. I'm pretty sure we can figure it out. This won't be super easy. First thing we can do is connect the belt like this. Maybe we make a gearbox. That could work. So let's make a gearbox. I think it needs to be a vertical gearbox. And I think if we put it in here, I think that should be okay. That's not quite what I was hoping for. Okay, this is the problem with scaffolding. You can't shift on it. Let's just make a little pile here. Let's break that. Let's put this gearbox in here. This here. And let's get our belt back, and that connected all the way to here. Okay, that almost works. In fact, it is now making cobblestone, I think. It's not going anywhere because it's going the wrong direction. So how do we fix this then? I don't know that that's going to work there. Basically, I think we have to rethink how this works. It's very compact. I don't think it's going to work. So where else can we take this from? Maybe can we connect it to the other side? Since that's spinning the opposite direction. Take that out. The gearbox in there. Hey, there we go. That, I believe, is doing what we need. It looks like it's grinding something up. Just build up so we can observe what's happening here. No, wait. That belt's still going the wrong way. Right? I was looking at the bottom and thinking that that was going the correct direction. Alright, so that didn't work either. Let's put this back here. So we're going to have to think about it for a sec. Let's see what we can come up with. Is that moving the thing in the correct direction? Yes, that is moving in the right direction. Okay. So the last thing that we should need to do, it's a good thing that I have these extra belts, is... Ow. We'll extend this like so. Extend this to here. And we just need to connect this to here. That should now be working, I think. I was getting ground. Getting ground into gravel, but that's not quite what we need. Either way, we've got everything running. That's a good thing. I wonder if it's just running too quickly. So it turns out it wasn't going too slow, it was just going the wrong direction. Basically what I noticed eventually was that this wheel was spinning the wrong direction. So by putting a gearbox in here, it keeps everything running smoothly. Just to show you what it's now doing, we can go and turn the machine on. Pull this clutch. Go back down the hole. And now it is doing what we need to do. We can see the sand is going into here. I added a chest at the top here, which collects the sand, and then drops it down the chute into here. And as you can see, it's been a little bit. I actually ran some bolts. I'm level 31 now. And that is why we now have several stacks of sand. It also apparently makes flint and clay, which is something that we're going to need to deal with. The clay I actually don't mind. The flint, we're already got a machine that's making that, so we can probably just get rid of that. In fact, it'd be kind of funny to have it just throw it out into the thing, into our lava hole. I'll have to see if I can figure out how to do that. But the next thing that we need to do is, if we look at the sand, there's a bunch of stuff that we can do with it. Obviously, we could crush it up. Can we actually crush it up? I'm not sure we can. But what we can do is we can do a bunch of different things with fans. We can either make it into glass, which would be super useful. We can turn it into soul sand, which would be pretty useful. Or we could turn it into clay, which isn't the most useful thing. It's only got a 25% chance of happening. But with this, we can use this to then, of course, make bricks. If we go to uses, we can, of course, make bricks with it by heating it up again. And the bricks, of course, are useful for various things, including brick stuff in general. So that might not be a bad thing to do. In fact, we can even use it to make cracked bricks. Can we use those for anything? Not really. So really, it's going to be more of a aesthetic thing, but that's okay. I think the first thing, though, that we want to do, and we're going to need another belt, is create a system that's going to funnel the sand out of here and then deploy it into one of 3 machines. Now, how it's going to do that equally, I don't know yet. We'll figure that out when we get to it. So I figured out how to get the sand going the direction I want. Additionally, I think, the way I have this set up, this tunnel is going to pump out sand only going this direction. Right now it's just pumping into there. This side should hopefully collect any sort of things that aren't sand. So if we take all of this, and we put these in, that should now start going through this direction, which it looks like it does, which is good. And then sand will only go this way. Now I'll have to make something to collect the clay, because we do actually want to keep that. The flint, though, that can continue on this direction and get torched into nothingness. That would be ideal. So let's get started on the next thing, which is making those various fans. So I think I now have the system to split the sand. It seems to be splitting it 50-50, which is nice. I have it making clay as the primary thing, which I think is going to be the most useful thing, honestly. Since it only has a 25% chance of actually making any clay, it's not doing a whole lot yet. But hopefully it will actually fill things up. And then we're basically going to repeat this process, but the next one that we're going to do is for glass. So we'll come back once that is set up and ready to go. Alrighty, so we got the next one in, which is turning hopefully sand into glass. We apparently have some sand in here. Let's hope that that's not going to continue happening. Now I'm going to have to do a little bit of renovation in here simply because if we want the clay to actually do anything, we're going to need to get it to go to some other area. That's fine. We just have to probably extend this corner, make it a little bit deeper. This thing is fine as it is. It's going to make glass. It's very slowly chucking bits out here as long as I don't pick it up by accident. Also got to be very careful throwing this in here because otherwise it's going to burn. But yeah, I think this is working okay. There are definitely a few things that we need to do. And the last thing is going to be to make the nether quartz. But honestly, that can wait until later. And I think this video is probably long enough, and honestly my brain is getting tired. So, I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and have a good rest of your day. Bye. I know I said that was going to be the end of the episode, but we now have the soul stand cooking area working. The lava is working. It was actually burning most of the sand, and our clay is working, so that's pretty great. Okay, that's the actual end.